Hello, my name is Bubble, and I sometimes go by the name of Simon, and welcome to a very special video. This is my hopes and my wish list of 2018 when it comes to board games, tabletop games, and just analog games in general. If you have looked at my previous list, it was my regrets of 2017, sort of like me going through what mistakes I made in 2017, what I kind of regretted, and just my general thoughts on what I did. This is hopefully a much more positive list, and hopefully I'll give you an idea of what things you could possibly look forward to in 2018. I think it's going to be a really good year for board games, especially since a lot of the games that were released at Essen are now in people's hands, and we're getting reviews of those things. And of course, we're probably going to be seeing a lot more games get announced. We already had Scythe. The last expansion for Scythe just got announced today. For those that don't know, you can go check out my thoughts video on Scythe. I'm not that positive on Scythe, but it does look like a really, really fun and different expansion that we're normally used to. Expansions just kind of add a lot of stuff. Scythe seems to be doing a lot more of a structured expansion with a lot of modular elements. So really looking forward to that. But anyway, I hope you had a fantastic new year. Let's get started. My number 5 is, if you have paid attention to the last video, is I do enjoy role-playing games, and I want to get better at role-playing games, and I want to play more role-playing games. So my hope for 2018 is obviously to find a reliable group that I can go to. If it's every second week, that's fine. If it's every Wednesday or every Thursday, well, not every Thursday, that's probably pushing it a bit much. But I would just like a reliable group that I can grow a character with and see it progress, and hopefully have an engaging experience. It's something I want to get into more, and that's something that I want to have in my life. Number 5 is just something in general that I've been thinking about. Now we go more towards board games, and that is, I'm looking forward to a lot of the Kickstarters. Now, 2017 was not a year I backed a lot of Kickstarters, mostly because I didn't have the funds for it, and I kind of slowed down. However, I did back some really interesting things that I'm looking forward to getting to my hands on and just getting my thoughts around. And that is Brass, Lancashire, and the other one, I forget what the Brass has now got 2 versions by Roleplaying Games, and they play very similarly, but they just have a few variations to them. But I'm looking forward to getting it. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Roxley has done an amazing job in terms of production quality, and if going on what they did for Santorini is anything, I think I'm going to look really, really forward to this game. Speaking of which, Cool Mini or Not always do, well, really cool miniatures, and occasionally they do really good games. Blood Rage is absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed Arcadia Quest from them. Massive Darkness, maybe not so much. Zombicide, not so much. But Rising Sun was probably one of the biggest Kickstarters of 2017. It's, again, by Eric Lang. Its parentage is from Blood Rage, and it's an area control game featuring Honorable Samurai and Dishonorable or Nefarious Oni. It looks absolutely brilliant. I love the miniatures. Definitely something I'm going to be looking forward to as well. And then my last Kickstarter, which is not on the, it's not a picture here, but I am getting Root. Root is this up to 5 players. It's a very asymmetrical game in a sense where almost every single player is doing something different. It's from the creators who did Vast. And Vast was again a game where everyone had a very, very different player power, and they had very, very different objectives to score, and they played very differently. So it's not a very case of everyone will do the same action. It's a case of, no, your actions are very, very different. And that's coming much more later in the year. I think that's going to be coming around August. Brass is going to be coming hopefully around April, and Rising Sun is going to be coming around February. So really looking forward to every single one of those. And of course, I'm looking forward to seeing what other Kickstarters come out this year. You know, we've seen very successful Kickstarters like Gloomhaven. So maybe people are going to be trying to jump on that bandwagon, but we will see. Of course, for those that are starting the new year, everyone has a new me slogan going for them, you know, New Year's resolutions and all that sort of jazz. And if you're in a board game group, you probably are doing something known as a 10 times 10. A 10 times 10 is where you pick out 10 games that you really enjoy, and your goal is to play each of them 10 times for the new year. Generally, this is so that you get a really good feel for what each game is, and also so that you don't kind of jump onto the new thing immediately. It's to kind of appreciate the games that you already have. My group, we each have given for 2 games that we really wanted to play, and we're each going to play those 4 times. So not really a proper 10 times 10, but again, it's still close enough to what we want to experience. We're looking forward to games like Agra. We just got the end, so we're going to be doing 4 games of that. Great Western Trail, we really enjoyed over the year, and we just want to play more of that. Santa Maria seems to be one of the new hotnesses that came out of Essen, and so that was also put onto the list. We have other things like Legacy of Dragonholt. We're going to be doing Twilight Imperium 4 times, which seems like madness, but I'm really looking forward to that as well. And yeah, this is just going to be a great experience. I'm also interested to see how long it takes, because assumedly, we can probably get through 2 games a night if we do so. So maybe it would be done by late April, possibly. But who knows? And who knows? We might just really find a game that we don't like and we don't think we'll be able to do it 4 times. But I don't think that would be the case. My number 2 is something that I always wanted, and that is I'm hoping they do the Lux versions of games. We've seen in the past, you have Ticket to Ride, its 10th anniversary edition. There has been Small World that got a deluxe version in a wooden box with like plastic pieces for almost everything and wooden pieces for other things, and that was really cool. And I think a year ago, or end of 2016, they started talking about doing a deluxe version of Agricola. And that's a game I really would love to have a deluxe version. They were speaking about having 1,000 different cards. That sounds crazy. We've seen custom minifigures already for the Agricola revised version, but it'd be nice to see those all put together again. Just have more wooden pieces, more of everything, and just make it super fancy. I wish they would do that, and I'm still hoping they do it eventually. Other deluxe versions I would like to see is Innis. Innis is a fantastic area control game. It has a wonderful card drafting element to it. It's very similar to Blood Rage in a lot of ways. It shares area control and hand drafting, and I kind of just wish it was better. Now, that's not to say the artwork is terrible. The artwork I think is absolutely brilliant, but the artwork on the actual tiles, the areas that you put down, isn't as great as what it could be. Likewise, the miniatures are good enough, but when I kind of take out Innis and then open it up and look at all these things, the artwork is fantastic, but everything else is kind of like, and then I take out Blood Rage, which has okay-ish artwork. It has really good artwork from Adrian Smith, but then you have the miniatures, and the miniatures are like, these cool, awesome Viking figures, and I really wish they would do the same for something like Innis. Make the miniatures bigger, let's make the board bigger, let's have a whole bunch more different cards. Like, if you could have different sets of cards for Innis, so in one game you play with the summer set, the next game you could play with a winter set. There is an expansion coming out for it, so maybe that's heading in the right direction, but I just wish it was just a bit more grandiose, in my own personal opinion. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. Any deluxe versions that come out. We saw Container on Kickstarter last year. Maybe this will be the same thing for these 2 cases. And then finally, it's not really a game, but it's something that I do want, and that is to just see more innovation in the industry. I think Gloomhaven has really pushed dungeon crawling, or games that feature dungeon crawling, to what they could be. And I think what's going to happen is we're going to see a lot more of that going forward. I think Gloomhaven has set the standard now, and I think a lot of games are going to try and jump onto that kind of bandwagon and try and emulate the success of what Gloomhaven promised. Again, we kind of saw this early on a few years ago when we had games such as Alchemist being released, and that came with a really cool app that helped a lot of ease. And now we've seen things like Descent Legends, and we've seen the new Star Wars Imperial Assault Legends app as well, and just offers basically another way of playing the game. And I hope we kind of see that a bit more, not necessarily app games, but I would like to see games just innovate a bit more, have something a bit more interesting, because we definitely are in the golden age of board games, and so this is the time to shine, to bring things to life. One of the things I would absolutely die for, and this is something that I kind of really hope they do sooner rather than later, and that is why I thought Descent 2nd edition was very good. It still had a lot of finicky elements, and then they had Star Wars Imperial Assault, which fixed a lot of stuff. Well, not fixed stuff, but at least made things a bit more interesting and made things work a bit better than what they were supposed to, or what was originally planned for in Descent. And that's really great, and that kind of took Star Wars and just pushed it through the doors and into everyone's living rooms. And I kind of wish they would do the same for Descent. I kind of wish they would go back we think a lot of things, we think a lot of elements and be like, okay, Descent's a really well-known IP. It's in the Runebound universe. Gloomhaven has been really successful. Could we do a marriage of the two? Could we introduce something like Descent 3rd Edition, which maybe doesn't feature the Overlord, but instead promises a really true dungeon crawling experience with the heavy campaign elements that Gloomhaven has? I think Fantasy Flight definitely have something they can do with Descent in order to bring it up to the level that Gloomhaven is. If Gloomhaven is #1 on Board Game Geek, it means every single person is going to be striving to do that. We saw it last year when Pandemic Legacy Season 1 reached the top peaks. 2016 actually, and we've seen that Pandemic Season 2, we've seen Seafall, we've seen Charterstone, all of which have received relatively good praise. And so I definitely think now that Gloomhaven has reached the top, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more innovation in this kind of dungeon crawling, campaign-esque, grow a character fields. And these are definitely elements that board games should explore, because this is what brings us closer together. Anyway, that is my hopes, those are my thoughts, and that is my wish list for 2018. I hope you have enjoyed my thoughts, and let me know what you think. Maybe you had a really bad 2017. Maybe there's some games you wanted to play that never got a chance to. Maybe there's things in 2018 that you're really looking forward to. Maybe you think I'm crazy for thinking that Descent 3rd Edition might be the game that comes out this year. Who knows? Who knows what they could really announce at Gen Con? Who knows what they could be bringing out at Essen? Who knows? But anyway, if you have enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like and of course subscribe. I'll be trying to put out more and more videos this year, and so I'll be looking forward to that. And of course, if you leave a like and if you watch the video, then it's just going to help me and my channel get more and more views, and that's what we want. More people playing games and more people getting interested in board gaming. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.